This goes back to where I am from and my background. Um, I'm from India, and in our family, our grandparents live with us. So, for example, they usually live with the son. So, throughout my childhood, we had our grandparents around at home every day, and this sort of comes from the grandpa principles, if you will, where, for example, if you leave a room, switch off the light so that resources are not getting wasted. So I don't think my grandfather had this broad idea of sustainable business in mind, but it was all about conserving resources, energy, and not wasting anything that's available to us. Water, for example, was a big problem. So I remember as a child collecting rainwater on the roof through pipes that run from the roof to the ground level, collecting it in vessels and saving it, because unlike in the US, even today where we are in India, we don't get water 24/7. So we usually have to collect and save to wait for the next round of supply of water. So these things sort of provided me the idea that it should be about conservation. And now we slowly started moving towards how does this apply to IT. There are broadly three areas that I would classify to answer your question. One, IT's own environmental impact. So it could be the carbon footprint of IT itself. So we have companies having data centers with huge amounts of servers that are being powered, right? If you take one simple example, some of these servers are being powered but not being 100% utilized. So the utilization rate, if you will, of computing infrastructure is much below what we would like it to be. And we are really powering up these machines which are heating the rooms and then spending on cooling the rooms again. So this is essentially going back to the impact of IT itself on the environment. Electronic waste, for example, is another big area where it has huge impact. So that's one area where we study IT's impact on the environment. There is another area where we study what role can IT play in other non-IT domains, if you will, to reduce carbon footprint there. For example, supply chain management, or logistics companies using IT systems to route their trucks better, or an organization that's using IT to manage energy better. So for example, when I walk into Baruch, if I swipe my ID card, is there a system that can recognize, oh, Kannan has walked in, can you really adjust the lighting or the infrastructure in his room according to his energy needs? When I walk out, can it automatically recognize that, oh, we don't need lights to be on and things to be on in his office, and shut it down automatically. So this is the second area. The third area is social sustainability. How can IT change the lives of folks in emerging economies? We have a case in one of the courses that I teach called ITC eChopal, where we talk about simple IT infrastructure changing lives of farmers in rural India. So these are the three areas that I think that would be really interesting to address. We have two courses. One is at the undergraduate level and one is at the graduate level. So last year I developed this course at the undergraduate level, and we offered it as a special topics. We piloted it as a special topics course as part of the CIS major, and it was really received well. The class filled up within a few days of opening up, and students were really energetic and they participated very well in the class. And the class also focused on the three areas that I talked about. And then recently, last semester, I further developed that into a graduate class. In fact, when we teach our core information systems courses to all students, all managers, the idea that we bring to the table is that IT is not about a set of people sitting in a corner and writing software code. It is about strategy. How can you develop an IT infrastructure that aligns with business strategy for an organization? And that's of importance for every manager, right? Be it in accounting or finance or marketing, you really deal with IT almost every day because of its pervasive use. And because of its pervasive use, you better understand the impact of IT in your organization and in terms of sustainability, its environmental impact, and so on. The first thing is an understanding of the problems, because often students fail to see the connection between IT and sustainability. And I think one of the most important things that we can deliver is that here are a few cases, few examples where you see the connection between these two areas clearly. So that we start with that, and then we provide solutions, saying here is how some organizations have addressed these problems. And when they go out, they should have a very good understanding, irrespective of what job they're going to take. Sustainability is always going to be a part of it. So they'll always have it in mind that, okay, you can use these kinds of solutions. Maybe you can draw it from IT and apply it to marketing. So identifying problem solutions and some alignment between those, and putting it in the context of strategy. How does it really affect your organizational strategy? How does it affect profitability of your organization? One trend that I hope will happen is that we will lose the word sustainability or green. See, currently we keep talking about green products and sustainable products and so on, right? Maybe 10-15 years back, e-commerce was a big deal, right? Every business had to add that E in front of them. Now we don't make a big hype out of it, because everything is, it's sort of the order of the day, that if you don't have an online presence, you're probably not running a good business anyway. So I hope it becomes so with respect to sustainability. I think the first most important thing that I have in mind is the energy and passion towards the subject. You should really be interested in this more than expertise. Of course, you need expertise to bring to the classroom, but I think it'll become infectious when you bring in energy and enthusiasm to the classroom. So students can really relate to it and understand, and they'll start becoming passionate about the topic. So it doesn't become anymore that student comes in and this is something that they have to take as a course and fulfill the requirement for a degree program. It is now something that they'll become passionate about, and they'll change their behavior. They could change perhaps behaviors of dozens of others. So that's one of the most important things that I think we can add value in.